Hello, my lovely COVID friends. I'm having a relapse, and I think some of you know because I posted about it, and it's been my first one for a while because I've been feeling really good. And as I was experiencing the frustration of it, and I even had a little cry about an hour ago, I thought now would be a really good time to record a session for you when you also meet the frustrations of relapse, which I know many of you are experiencing. So I haven't actually really planned the session. I'm going to sit on my mat and I'm going to basically do a practice with you to find a kind of grounded, reassuring center, because I'm really feeling the frustration right now. And so it's a really good way of me getting to kind of put my own practice to the test to see if I can just bring myself back down to ground and not get so caught up in how kind of overwhelming it is, to make some progress and then to feel like you're losing progress. And I don't think it is that. I think it's just the body saying, wait for me. I'm not ready. So, should we do this together? You can see I've got a mat, but you don't need a mat. We're not going to be doing anything particularly physical. I've got a cushion definitely to sit on. You can sit in a chair or cross-legged on the floor or however you want to be. I think I will use a belt to kind of stretch through my shoulders a little bit, but this is going to be very much a kind of seated, just gentle opening practice, okay? So let's begin. So one of the first things, I'm just going to turn this light on here. One of the first things that I experienced today when I was really noticing the full kind of force of the relapse was a really overwhelming sadness, I think. And I think, lots of people are having lots and lots of different emotions as we go on this COVID recovery journey. And I think we have to allow those emotions to simply be. So I had a cry because I felt really frustrated, and I was actually talking to someone when I was doing it, and then I felt embarrassed because I had a cry, and then I went, hang on a minute. I've had a virus that has killed people, and I'm still here. I'm doing well. I'm actually doing really well. So, so let's not beat ourselves up for taking time to recover from this. And we have to allow the body to let us know what it needs. And I know, and I'm sure you know, that as soon as we get that lovely bit of old self energy back, we go, this is it. I'm really excited. Life can begin again. And actually, these reminders, these relapses, they are reminders that our body's still recovering from something that was huge. It wasn't like the flu, and it wasn't like a cold. It wasn't tonsillitis. It's so much more than that. So, I don't know if you remember back to my first level 1 video, which I recorded when I was about week 12. So that was, I think, maybe early June. My COVID brain doesn't really remember, but I think I'm definitely week 16, 17 now. I'm kind of not counting anymore. I'm just working with it daily. It is what it is, and I'm trying to listen to the symptoms and notice the signs, because they're always there, but my brain chooses to ignore them a little bit sometimes. So what I'm going to do right now is just sit back into that place of acceptance that I had found when I was doing the first recordings, that moment of, let's just remind ourselves that we need to do this gently, we need to do this slowly, and we need to do this with real integrity for what the body needs. So, right now, I am going to allow a stillness, and I want you to make sure you're comfortable, sit however you want, and just allow a stillness. And with that stillness, I want there to be a connection with the breath. So a lovely slow inhale, slow exhale. And I'm going to let go of some of the upset and frustration, just mentally let it go. And I do that by breathing it out with my exhale. And I allow it to kind of flow out of my body. The frustration, the upset isn't serving me, not serving my journey. And I'm just going to drop into a space of calm. So slowing that breath down, relaxing the jaw, relaxing the forehead. It's all nice and gentle and kind of calming for the brain, which allows the body to settle. Letting yourself be still, accepting that this is part of the recovery. And as I sit still, I'm aware of certain sensations in my body that are connected to my COVID experience. So I get icy patches in my limbs. I can feel them. I can feel my right lung burning. And I'm just allowing them to be what they are. They're reminding me that I need to take it slowly and gently. Because actually what my goal is at the end of this journey is to be as fit and well as I was before, if not fitter and weller. So if I ignore these signs, if I ignore these symptoms, my recovery will take longer and be more drawn out. I'm going to sit here and allow my body to just have whatever is happening and accept. A slow breath. Muscles in the face are soft. Shoulders are settling. And I'm noticing what's happening in my mind is that I'm telling myself I'm okay. And this is all part of the process. Let's loosen through our shoulders a little bit. I know for me, when I get upset and stressed, my shoulders get tighter. So I'm just going to interlock my hands and gently push the palms forwards. Stretch through to the fingertips. I'm going to lift the arms up, squeeze those elbows in a couple of times. Don't do anything that feels too strong. So if taking your hands right up above the head feels too strong, just have them be slightly forward. Inhale. Exhale and release. I'm going to put one hand down on the mat or on the floor and lift the other arm up. So I'm easing through the sides of my body. Again, use the breath. Breathe and lift. Let's bring it back. Let's go the other way. Lifting up, stretching over. Allowing the breath to create a little bit of space. And release. I'm going to cross my right elbow over my left. Lift them up. That's it. And just drop the chin down. So that's a really strong stretch for me in the back of my neck. It might be for you too. Again, use the breath to create space. And release. Shrug the shoulders down. Just settle in. And let's take the other side. Lift them up. Garudasan, eagle pose. And I'm dropping down the chin. Once again, taking that stretch in the back of the neck and the shoulders. And lift and release. Rolling them down. I'm going to reach behind me. Just take the hands behind you and push the chest forwards. If it feels okay to, let the chin lift. And gently push into the hands to bring yourself back. Do that again. Hands lean back, lift the chest. I'm stretching open across the ribs, a little through the diaphragm, across the fronts of the shoulders, and then the neck. Inhale. Exhale. Gently push it back. When we're upset, when we're frustrated, we can feel it around our heart. And it affects our lungs because it impacts how we're breathing. And also our throat can constrict because we're tight and we want to express ourselves with intent. So these kind of really soft, gentle stretches are great for just self-soothing, taking some of the kind of frustration, the intensity of it out. Again, I'm going to just sit for a moment. Reconnect with that slow breath. There's a wonderful Buddhist saying, Sarvam Antyam, which means everything is impermanent. And it's a mantra, a saying that I really, really value. And it has taken me through many phases of my life and reminded me that this too will pass. So everything is impermanent. So the relapse that we're having now is impermanent. It will change. And we have to find the space and the patience to allow that to do what it needs to do. Okay, I'm going to reach from my belt into another shoulder stretch. This time, I'm going to hold the belt out in front of me, so you can use a scarf, a belt, a dressing gown belt, anything that's soft. I'm going to lift the arms up, stretch them up. If it feels too uncomfortable having them shoulder width, take them wider. I'm going to gently lean to the side, to center, to the side, to center. Inhale. Exhale, let's bring it down. Take a moment, we'll repeat that. Nice slow breath. And again, arms out. And let's lift. Inhale. Exhale to the side. Inhale to center. Exhale to the side. Inhale to center. Lifting up, inhale. And release. Let them come down. The arms may feel like they've worked quite hard, a little bit shaky. That's okay. Let them come back to rest. Again, just sitting with the stillness. Reminding yourself that with each of these pauses, each of these moments of rest, the body can settle, can recalibrate. I'm going to take my right arm and lift it up and over and catch the side of my head and gently draw the ear down towards the shoulder so I can feel a stretch up the side of my neck. It might be a little bit uncomfortable. Stay with it and breathe for a moment. I'm using this other hand to support myself either here or on the knee, wherever or however works for you. And let's bring that one back. Allow the arm to lift. And let's take the other arm out and up. Drop it down. And again, draw the ear down to the shoulder. And sit with that. And gently bring it back. Lift the arm and come back to sitting. So again, back in that lovely, calm, slow inhale, slow exhale. And each time reminding yourself, this is impermanent, this will pass. Our bodies will get there in their own time. And if we help our bodies get there by not doing the things that we know cause these relapses, I'm very aware that I've been part of this relapse. It didn't just happen completely by itself. And we can allow the healing to continue. Okay. From here, I'd like us to lie down so we can do the last part of this session completely relaxed. So move anything out of the way. It's totally fine to have a cushion under the head, so I'm going to take this cushion, put it underneath the back of my head. I'm going to lie down on my mat. I've got my legs bent. I'm going to put my hands, one on my lower ribs, one on my abdomen. I'm going to focus on the inhale, exhale again. Just allow the abdomen to lift as I inhale and lower as I exhale. Keep the breath slow. If you're noticing your heart rate increases, then just really come back to a soft, natural breath. But if it feels okay, this slower, longer, deeper breath will allow you to gently take some of the tension out of the rib cage, out of the intercostal muscles in between the ribs. And I know many of you have talked about getting pain in the rib cage, pain under the rib cage. So these gentle breathing stretches can be really useful for relieving some of that tension. Taking your arms wide, you actually get to stretch open very gently. So if that feels good, try that. And again, I'm going to slowly but surely fill the lungs, taking a little more air in than we would normally. And then slowly but surely empty the lungs, breathing as much of the air out as feels comfortable. Be sure not to overbreathe. And just repeat that maybe 4 times. Okay. I'm going to bring my arms a little nearer to the sides of my body and then straighten the legs out. Stretch them away and let them relax and roll apart. If lying completely flat isn't comfortable for your back, then by all means put a cushion or a pillow under the backs of the knees. Close your eyes and just invite a moment or two now of complete physical stillness. Focus on that point in the nose where the air is felt. You can feel the temperature. It's cooler on the way in and warmer on the way out. Really gentle, slow inhale, exhale. With each exhale, you're just allowing the body to sink down into the floor and enter into a deep rest state. Very slowly, working with that breath, allowing the limbs to become heavier and softer, the abdomen to soften, the jaw and the tongue to relax, the forehead to soften, the back of the head to sink down into the floor. Don't worry if the body does all sorts of different things in response to this relaxation. Just stay with it for a moment. And allow them to pass if they do. And if they don't, symptoms and sensations are still there, and that's fine too. And it's part of the journey. And we accept where we are today, right now, in this moment, as part of the journey. Okay. Taking a slow, deep breath in. Gently move your fingers and your toes. And then bend your legs. And I want you to roll completely onto your side. Just stay on your side for a moment, allowing the body to settle into this position. And when you're ready, let's push ourselves slowly to sitting up. Just going to come back to a cross-legged seated position and let the body readjust to being upright, because it's definitely made me feel dizzy as I've come back up, but that's okay. My mind, my body, my blood pressure, everything just needs a little time to settle. Let's bring the hands together by heart center. And I do this at the end of every practice because it's a really nice way of closing the kind of process, the session. I'm bringing the warmth of one hand against the other, kind of holding my own hand in a way. And then I'm going to bring the hands up to the forehead for right thought, to the mouth for right word, come back to the heart for right action. Okay. So, whenever we get a little relapse moment, you can come back to doing this moment, this practice. Just allow yourself to sit with it again and find acceptance. Take the panic out of it, take the upset out of it. Maybe help yourself through the process a little bit quicker. But guys, thank you for being on this journey with me. I think we're all on this together, aren't we? Take it easy and have a really gentle day. If you've done this practice, it's probably because you've had a relapse. So like me, I am now going to go